Hey people, it's shoveling time. And this game goes immensely slow when being recorded by fraps. I don't know why. Like, I thought that it was just, this was the pace of the game when recording it. And then afterwards, when I hit stop and everything doubled in speed, I realised, oh no, for some reason fraps just makes this go immensely slow. Anyway, I'm not here to talk to you about this game, though it is Shovel Knight, and there will be a link in the description to the game if you are interested. Either way, I am here to just generally talk at you. And yeah, I'm not very good at this game, even in slow motion. So yes, as some of you may have noticed, there's been a lack of stuff on the channel recently. It was at one point a video out every single day. I think at the moment we're sort of just about averaging one every 4 days, slightly over that. I think the only regular thing at the moment is Map Twinkles, and then Sparks will every now and again release like a map making-y thing. But that's it. And so it's like 1 point something episodes. 1 point something episodes? It would be 1 point something episodes a week. It may average out at 2 point something a week compared to one a day. Either way, that's not really what I was sort of wanting to talk. I was here to talk about why that is the case, because I think over a month ago, probably a month and a half ago now in a stream, I did say that I would shortly release a video explaining why, and then I didn't because, well, actually for the reasons I'm about to give you. Yeah, long story short, I have got a promotion at work, and while this may sound good in some ways, because, oh yeah, well done, you got a promotion, it's in many, many ways not good, because it means I am now 5 days a week leaving the house at, or getting up, I should say, waking up at about 7 in the morning, and then basically getting showered, dressed, heading off to work, and not getting home till about 8 PM. Which, you know, if you're good at calculating things, it's a fairly long day. Doing that 5 days a week, which leaves not much time to do recordy things. Yeah. And on top of this, when I started this jobby thing, the smart ones amongst you will realise this gives me sort of 2 days where nothing's happening, right? And maybe a couple of hours in the evening. Well done, you smart people. Except there was this other thing that happened, which is a mate of mine, who, when I was, what, 12, 13, moved to New Zealand, and now about 10 years later, he sort of came back and was just like, oh hey dude, I've just been travelling around most of Asia, and now me and my girlfriend want to live in the UK for a bit, but we don't have money or jobs or places to go. And in fact, her visa's expiring because I'm a British citizen and mine's not. Can I stay with you for a bit? So, yes, of course, dude. We're friends for a decade, even if we've barely seen each other in that time. Well, probably a decade and a half. Either way, that's irrelevant. Either way, he's been staying with me. And so, it's been good and bad in some ways. It's been great in the sense that he has been more than happy to cook. So after a long day at work, I come home and he's cooked something delicious for me. And he's a good cook. I've not had a chance to do so because he's been in Asia for ages. So, fucking great for me. Or was. He's now got a job in London. Fancy bastard. Doing some designy thing because, yeah, that's the sort of thing he does. But yeah, he only started that about a week ago, which means up to that point he was basically living here, and so I was coming home, he had made some food for us, eating it, and then we were playing various video games, usually Wind Waker, Smashers, or Paper Mario 2, Thousand Year Door. It was great. Yeah. But that's not the only change that's happened with me. my living arrangements have changed, and not for the better. It was the case that I was kind of living alone, which was ideal for recording, because, you know, I didn't have to worry about making sound or noise or being interrupted and shit. That's not the case anymore. I'm now kind of officially living with my mum and stepdad, realistically living with my stepdad, who... I don't know how to put this in a nice way. He's a bit of a twat. I don't really want to get into it too much, but I think Snowflake's probably quite a good example. Like, when Snowflake came along, it was like, I didn't get to make a single fucking decision about Snowflake at all, and yet I've been given all the responsibility. And it's not like a sort of thing of, oh hey, could you do this, it'd be really useful. It's like, hey, do this, your cat. Great. So was it my cat when it was officially named? Because it's not, the Snowflake's name is not under the name of Snowflake, despite that fact that that's been his longest running name. It's like, did I even have a say in sort of, I don't know, his collar when he first got one? No, just came home one day. Oh, by the way, cat now has a collar. It's like, okay, fine. And it's like, oh yeah, and also we've sort of booked a neutering appointment. It's like, okay, well, thanks for discussing it with me, at least. Didn't fucking happen. So yeah, me calling him a twat's probably being a bit generous. Either way, amongst some of his other flaws, he works from home most of the time. Occasionally he'll go away for a day or two, but usually he works from home, at which point he will randomly start shouting and swearing at his computer, and I do not feel comfortable recording when he is in the house, because it picks up in my mic. And he will do stupid, irrational things, like just randomly turn off the internet, because his computer is having a problem, and just doesn't consult me about anything. Yay! Either way, I wasn't really here to moan about that. So yeah, due to this new living, and also it gets a bit awkward as well. Like, I need sparks around here to record, like Ni no Kuni, for example. So yeah, it just makes everything a bit more awkward. And I'm aware that basically I have 2 days a week when I am free to do things. Usually Sparks is working at least one of those days. Sometimes he's not. Usually he's working one of those days. And then usually 2 of those days I've got annoying people who I'm not even fucking related to around the place. Anyway, all of these things have added up, and I am aware that this has meant quite a few unfinished series on the channel, which is something that I really, really hate. I don't think there's anything more that I hate on a YouTube channel than unfinished series is. I understand that sometimes things are just not possible to finish, and in the case of what's finished and unfinished on the channel, some of the ones that are finished, some of the ones that are unfinished are sort of out of my control, or not fully in my out of my control enough for me to not be able to guarantee the series continues. But some are fully in my control, like Lego Marvel Superheroes, and that will, at some point, return. I do want to finish that. If you don't believe me, look at Alice Madness Returns. Look at how horrible that game was to play. Finish that game, despite the fact it was horrible. So I will finish Alice Madness Returns. This game won't get finished, because this is just filler. This is just general filler, so you have something to look at whilst I talk at you. You should know this. I told you at the beginning. Something. Yes, unfinished series is. I don't like the fact that the number of unfinished series is growing. Ni no Kuni will definitely return because that game is amazing. Minecraft story mode, despite the fact it's broken as all hell, we will finish. Or at least we plan to, assuming it continues to be released. The last episode of that, we literally had to do in 3-minute segments and repeat several segments over again. Oh, that was not fun. Either way, we did it. We did it, because that's kind of commitment we have. Whoop, whoop, whoop. One of the series is there. Well, there's probably the only regular series we've got is the one with Twinkles, which I think I already said, Ragecraft, and that one definitely plan to continue. And that's an example of when I would have died if it hadn't been so slowed. But yeah, it does get slightly more awkward for me, just with general situations. There are more things I wanted to say. What were they? Let me refer to my notes. There you go, that was my digital notes that I was referring to. The sound of my digital notes. There are also a couple of other series, well, not series, there are a couple of other videos that I want to do. Oh, that would have been amazing if I'd done that. Partly because I've got an idea or two for a video or two, but I honestly don't know when I'll ever have the time to do them. And the second one is I don't really have a series where I just talk. And I kind of want a series where I just talk. And in fact, off the top of my head, if this goes over well, where you get to see gameplay of a random game, and I may every now and again say stuff about it, would something like this work? Where because I've got a massive Steam library with a bunch of random games. I could play a random game from my Steam library and just talk over the top. That would work, would it? Maybe? Yes? No? Who knows? Perhaps. I don't know, that was a spur of the moment thought. Tell me what you people think. And I will blindly do. Although I guess I could make Lego a talkie series, couldn't I? And just get back to that. Things will have to be funky. Did people have a preference or ideas? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will probably read the comments and then decide my own thing. There were definitely other things I wanted to talk about. There were definitely probably other things I wanted to talk about, but there's not really anything else on my list. I think that was about it, actually, in reality. But yeah, it was just explaining the situation. I don't know when I'll be able to continue things. Hopefully soon. And until then, I guess I will see you next time. Goodbye. I was trying to time that with him falling down the hole, but that failed miserably. It didn't work. So, I guess I won't time it with him falling down the hole. And I'll instead just randomly end it here. Oh, dodgy move. Oh, skills. Yes. Bye, people.